And Module 7, we're almost at the end now. So just a quick note on footers. Kind of seems maybe a bit silly to talk about footers, but you can pack a little bit in here. There's a few things that you really must put in here, so just a quick one on the footer of your website. It's important, it often gets overlooked. Key information that you should have down the bottom there, your contact information, and if possible, have that physical address. Now, I know that many online retailers do not want to put a physical address. It sends a good signal both to your prospect and to Google. So if you can, get a physical address in there. We're based in South Yarra, Victoria. Obviously, I don't care people knowing where my office is, but I understand that those smaller e-com places that are maybe operating out of the garage, you don't want to put your home address on there, but there are creative ways around that I'm sure you can figure out. Social media links, I'm a fan of putting those down at the bottom of the page, not right at the top, because I don't want people disappearing off to those social media sites. Unless you've got a great social media presence and you're well set up and you've got a good strategy for that, generally when people are on my website or on a client's website, I want them to stay on that website to do whatever it is that they came for. It's great if they want to wander off to a social media site after that and go watch all my YouTube videos after they've done something, so links to those on the thank you page are great, but have those more sort of tucked out of the way down at the bottom of the page. Have your copyright symbol. Now all of this gets taken care of if you use something like WebSavvy or Shopify. You may need to just check that your web designer has set it up properly, but just so that that year changes automatically. You don't want copyright 2007 on your site. It looks like that's the last time anybody touched something on your site, which again helps lose that credibility. And you must have a link to your privacy policy if you're using AdWords, Facebook, even Google Analytics terms of service. Say that you must tell people that how you're using that cookie information with Google Analytics. And if you're doing remarketing, then make sure you read the rules in Google AdWords or Facebook or whatever remarketing tool you're using. There are certain things that you need to say in there, essentially about how cookies work and how you use that data, and that you give people a chance to opt out of being marketed to, particularly opting out of your email. You may also, in some industries, want a link here for some sort of disclaimer. Make it funny if you can, or at least have a sense of humour about it. It doesn't need to be 3 pages of legalese, but there are certain things that you want there, and the privacy policy is definitely one of them. The payment methods, this is actually more about credibility than anything else, and this has always worked. We have just trained from birth, pretty much, that these logos mean I will do well here, I will be okay, I can pay for things and buy things here. It's also just a nice subtle way of saying you can buy things here, get ready to buy, but that just adds credibility again. Things not to have in your footer, get rid of those little links that sort of say powered by WordPress or so on. But my big bugbear in here is the web designer sneaking their links into your website. That annoys me, because what they're doing there is building their own SEO profile and actually taking a little bit away from you. All that Google juice that flows through to your website, some of it, admittedly not much, but some of it is then flowing out to the web designer or to the SEO company. And I've seen some very, very unscrupulous SEO companies who put links to their other clients on your website. And so at the bottom, if you look really carefully, you scroll down to the bottom and there's a link at the bottom of your website to a Sydney carpet cleaner or a Chicago dentist or something, and they're just sort of linking all of these things round and round and round in this big circle, all sort of powering each other's, which is great for them to be able to get some better SEO results, but not good for you, because that's hurting your website in some way. So check your website, make sure you don't have those links. And why not stick a call to action down the bottom? What's your lead magnet? What's your tripwire? Put something down at the bottom of the page there, because if they've made it all the way down to the bottom of the page, then maybe they're probably a little bit more interested than the average bear. So you may as well put something else in front of them. We've said newsletter sign up here. I'm not a massive fan of the newsletter sign up in 2017. I don't think many people want more things in their inbox at this point, but some businesses make a ton of money through their newsletter. So if it's an important channel for you, do that. But just sort of have a think through that. What's an important channel? And what's one of the first steps that we want people to do? Do you want people to take your quiz, go through your decision tree, take the survey, whatever it might be? So throw that down the bottom. There's no reason not to.